and I have the co-host. He has passed his test. He will be the permanent co-host for Half Hour with Half Sack. He's over there taking video right now. He's there. You go. Look at yourself there. Let everybody see. This is going to be episode number 7. It's just going to be me and little Rick there. We're just going to tell some old stories, tell what's going on in our lives at the moment, our new toys that we have, vehicles and such. So we'll get this show started. Little Rick, you want to give out that information?
I just want to say, I'm happy to learn that I am the co-host, and I'm no longer probationary, which give that another episode, and that might be up on the table again. Okay, you can contact us at halfhourwithhalfsack@gmail.com, or you can call 502-709-8620. Leave a message. If you don't want it being played on air, let us know, because if not, we will play it. I'm just going to go ahead and say that now. We will play it on air. But call us. Any comments, concerns, complaints? Hell, complaints are good too. That means you're listening.
That's right. That means that we're doing something wrong.
If there's something that you want to hear, if there's
somebody that you want on the show,
a guest that you want to come back, that you have questions for or concerns or whatnot, I mean, just whatever.
You just want to call and say, hello, I like the show. Hello, I don't like your show.
If you would like to be on the show, email us or call us and say, hey, this is who I am. This is where I'm at. I got a story for you. I think you'll love it. I want to be on your show. Contact us. We'll get with you, and we'll schedule a date that we can get together and get this done.
Yes, we can do it via phone. So if even, you call, say, hey, I'd like to be on the show, then, tell me what your interests are. We'll talk, and we'll get you on the show, and you don't have to come here. We can do it by phone and still get you on the show. I have the technology.
Yeah, he's got all this cool little computer crap, which I have no clue about
And
any
we're
of it.
still taking donations for new equipment. Now, little Rick, what do you think about that new mic stand that you got over there?
Let me show the people my new mic stand. It's adjustable. Ooh. I'm quite pleased with it.
Good. Because it finally came in the mail.
Now
And speaking of that, a lot of my equipment that I've gotten from Sweetwater.com. I highly recommend them because every time I order something, I get a phone call from them asking how I like the product, any needs I got, any questions, any concerns, and I feel like that they're like an extended part of the podcast family. I know that I can pick up the phone and talk to a live person, and they're out of Indiana.
So they're local.
They're local, and buddy, I'm gonna tell you. I mean, I order the stuff on Monday. I've got it by Wednesday, Thursday. I mean, it's
Now
almost
Sweetwater, you just look up.
Yeah, Sweetwater.com, and they've got podcast accessories. They've got they're for musical stuff. Instruments, recording, amps, guitars. Oh, Casey loves looking at the guitar. They send a catalog with the stuff. She loves looking at those guitars. And I keep telling her, we don't have the money to buy those $5,000 guitars you like looking at. But they have more than just $5,000 guitars. But I would highly recommend them for any of your musical band podcast needs. That is Sweetwater.com. No, they didn't pay to sponsor me. I hope they maybe listen to the show and all that. I really do. I do.
But
appreciate
you have no issues endorsing a good
No, I sure
company.
don't. I mean, the mic stands came from them. The cables. I've recently dealt with them when I started this podcast, and I came across the website looking for looking for mic stands. I think came across the website, and the price was cheap. And I'm gonna tell you, these are not cheap mic stands. My boom mic that I got from this is not cheap stuff. This is quality.
So let's say good quality parts and
At a reasonable
products
price.
at an inexpensive price.
Yeah, I mean,
cheap is just cheap.
Well, right. The mixer that I'm using, I got from another online company, a big one, and when I looked, Sweetwater actually had it, and they had it for I think nearly the exact same price. I think it was like $1 difference. But the thing of it is when I ordered this mixer from the other online shopping company, I mean, it was like 2 weeks before I got it. Sweetwater would have had it to me in 2 days, 3 days.
Nice.
You know, and a lot of their stuff is free shipping. You know, so I will endorse anybody that I truly believe in their product and their service. Not only did I order it, they sent me an email. You know, tell me when it's coming and all that. Not just a normal, oh, well, we're shipping it tomorrow and, you know, you'll have it in a week or so. No, the email was, I would say, in my opinion, was generally typed up by someone who cared. You know, it wasn't, they gave me the information I needed, but it was not a standard formed email, you know. And then they called me too on top of that, you know, and said, you know, products on the way and the mic stands were actually on back order. And they actually called me and said, you know, we're sorry, you know, these mic stands that you order are on back order. It'll be a month before we get them in to ship them to you. And, you know, and asked me, did I want to change to another mic stand, you know? And I said, well, if you've got the same style mic stand at a comparable, you know, mic stand, it close to the same price, then I will entertain the idea. Didn't have it, but they were willing to work with me on this. And, you know, it wasn't something I had to have that week or anything, so I was fine with waiting. But how many other companies you know of, Rick, that would do that? Would sit there and work with you or give you a call and tell you, look, you know, sorry, this is on back order, you know.
You know, not many, and especially online. Companies and people become detached because they don't actually have to deal with somebody.
Exactly.
So to find a company that's willing to talk to you and deal with you and make a personal experience for you,
Exactly.
yeah, those are the ones that I tend to frequent.
And anything that I have to order for the podcast or musical wise, I'm going with Sweetwater. I am. They're, you know, they have sold me just on the service end alone. So, shout out to them, Sweetwater.com.
So a big shout out to Sweetwater.com. We want to thank you all for the equipment that you all have provided us with, even though we purchased it. But maybe in the future you can provide us with some more.
We're always looking for sponsors and donations. But no, seriously, that's it's hard to find in this world, and not just that online. You know, I think this world now, this generation, has become a disposable. And I've said that many times. This is a disposable society. Everybody wants everything now, instantaneous, and all that with the internet and stuff. And I'm fine with that. But you find nowadays a lot of kids, and I say kids, we'll say 18 and younger, they don't socialize outside of the internet.
Well,
outside of Facebook.
That's an argument that I have with my kids. I think that we've become a detached society. I understand disposable. I want to say detached.
Okay.
Now, I don't have Facebook. I don't have MySpace or Twitter or whatever the hell is popular at this point in time.
Right.
And neither do my kids. And I'll have people come to my house that are, hey, did you hear about so-and-so or whatever? And I'm like, well, no. And they're like, oh, they put it on. Oh, that's right, you don't have it.
Right.
Yeah. You got to come actually talk to me face to face.
Exactly.
You know, have some human interaction.
Exactly.
And
because human interaction now throughout the country is when there is human interaction, it's done with violence.
oh
Because you talking about me on Facebook because you know you don't have the guts to say it to my face. Well, here I am, and it just turned completely violent.
well, you know, I've tried to teach my kids because I don't like texting. One, you don't know who you're talking to on the other end.
That is true.
Two, you
So
don't
you
know
need to
what
censor yourself.
state of mind they're in. And you might say or text something as a joke, and they might take it seriously, which goes back to the violence.
Right.
You know, they look at it and they're like, oh, well, he said this or she said this.
Well,
Well,
kids
I'm going to
nowadays-
go do this.
Kids nowadays don't have an outlet. I mean,
And-
when me and you were growing up, okay, we rode our bikes, we were outside, we played basketball. You had an outlet. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, and if you got in an argument or a fight or whatever, you got in a fight. It was a fist fight. You got up and
Done. It's over with.
you know, no, you weren't going out for beers later. I've heard that story. Oh, we got in a fight and they had a beer later. No, nobody got up and had a beer later.
Right.
But it was done.
Right.
You know, now all these kids they have access to weapons and everything else, and they're more apt to just shoot you than look at you.
That's right. And I think that's a shame that the kids The youth of today doesn't have an outlet because all they do is, oh, well, I get on Facebook and I'll just play these games. And, you know,
And you know what amazes me is the stupidity of Facebook.
the
You know,
stupidity.
how many kids have gotten caught for crimes because they're on Facebook
Exactly.
posting pictures in their gang rags with their pistols, you know, sometimes in front of the person that they beat,
Right.
taking selfies. How stupid can you be?
Yeah, exactly.
And then let's put it on Facebook so the whole world can see it. Hey, look at me, look what I did.
And then, yeah, it's kind of hard to deny.
Well, how
that
did you
it's you.
find me?
Yeah.
Well,
I saw a story not
I
too
didn't
long
do
ago.
it.
I saw a story not too long ago. This guy, this kid, you know, I don't
Now,
know really
now
sure how old
I
he
want to
is.
say this real quick. This is a podcast. This is a voice thing, okay? So you moving your hands and everything,
I'm still
it's not going to
speaking.
see it.
Okay, my hand's going back and forth.
Now,
Go
I
ahead.
am taking video,
Right.
so if anybody wants to watch the
Okay,
video of the
my hands are
podcast,
in motion like you would see on The Sopranos or something.
it'll be on YouTube
Emphasizing.
on GE Customs. I had to plug my site. Look, now he's looking up for the time. See, he's got. Hold on, I
Okay,
got-
let me get back to my thing here. I didn't look at the time. I'm going to leave it in. It was a slip of the tongue.
This is just for the viewers. This is what he is looking at behind the scenes, behind the screen.
Okay, are you done?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm enjoying myself.
Well, let me grab my Mountain Dew here. That would be another great sponsor, Mountain Dew. I drink it. It's good.
Here's my little.
Free cases of Mountain Dew would be great. I wouldn't stop them from being delivered.
Yeah, I don't think the Pepsi company is gonna.
You never know. You never know. We could get big. But where was my train of thought before you started that?
I don't know. I wasn't listening.
Okay, I remember now. I don't know the age, teenager, preteen, 20, early 20s. I don't know. But this guy broke into, a lady's house and did some violent things to her and took her phone and posted what he did to a social media site. I'm going to go say,
On her phone.
with her phone, yes, and posted that he just did this while he was still in her home and took her phone with him and then wondered how they found him because he still had her phone. She was tied up and beaten and everything else. And he goes, well, I don't know, I didn't do it, da-da-da. But yet he's in possession of her phone, posting what he did on social media. And I think because of the way she had her phone connected, whatever her phone recorded went to her Facebook page.
Oh wow.
It didn't go to his, it went to hers. It was already automatically set up to automatically do it.
Right.
And he goes, I don't know how I got caught. I didn't do that. I mean, how stupid can you be? To think that, there's video of you confessing to the crime. How's that going to play out in the court system? Well, it goes back to, that's not my pants that I was wearing that you found the drugs in.
Well, that's
Come
like
on
saying,
now.
well, if you're a cop, you got to tell me.
Oh, yeah. I've heard that one before. If you're a cop, you got to do BS.
No, I don't.
But, so I'm going to get off my little soapbox of that. But, what I am going to speak about is recently I got a new phone. I have the Galaxy S7 Edge. My previous phone was the Note 3. Loved it. Had no issues out of it. The only reason why I had switched was because my wife, she had the Galaxy S3, and she had it for so long that the battery wouldn't stay charged more than 2 hours. So I said, it's time for us to get new phones. We're not the type of people that get the new technology as soon as it comes out and waiting in line for months for it and all that. If it works, don't break it. That's the way we feel. So we decided we were going to get a new phone. So we both get the S7 Edge. Galaxy S7 Edge. And the sales lady at the store there that we purchased our new phones, she said, you can bring your own old phones in and get a credit.
Okay.
You can get a credit towards because we still have to pay tax on the phones. Says you can get that credited towards that, and you pay less tax. And I said, is that the only thing I can do? She said, no, you can get accessories, phone cases and so on and so forth. And I said, well, what about that virtual reality thing? She said, yeah, you can use it for that too. And I said, well, how much is it? She said, $99. Now I was prepared to buy it because, and that's not the reason why I got the phone. But I mean, that's an accessory that I felt was necessary, So I asked about how much we would get for our old phones, and my phone, I think I got 60 or 65, and Jennifer's, I think we got like $30 or something.
Really?
Yeah.
For a 3? That's not
it's
bad.
3, yeah. I mean, there was nothing wrong with it other than just the battery wouldn't stay charged. So, I went back a few days later, thought about it over the weekend. I thought, the more I think about it, the more I want it, So, went back, turned our old phones in, I done cleared them out, wiped them out, took the SD cards, and everything, and took the phones up there. 10, 15 minutes later, I'm walking out with the Oculus system, the virtual reality. And got home, put it on. I must play with it for 30 minutes, And Jennifer's going, yeah, look, he's got him a new toy, da 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 da. So I said, no, you got to check this out, So I put it on her and did some little video or something. And she kind of looked at me with a grin on her face, said, yeah, this is not that bad, But, I turned all this stuff in and I paid $10 for the Oculus.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
I mean, it's pretty much I just paid for the tax,
Right.
And so, no, I couldn't beat that. I mean, we didn't want, phone cases.
Now I got to say, I'm not too savvy on computers and all that stuff. And
But wait a minute, I'm getting to that. So, I've played with this, off and on for the past couple of weeks. And there's games on it. I can watch the videos that I have on my phone. There is a section or a place, an app that you can go and you can rent movies for I think 48 hours, or you can buy the whole movie. Just an example, Deadpool was on there, and I could rent Deadpool for I think it was like $6 or $7 for the next 48 hours.
that's a movie worth buying, people.
Or I could buy the movie for $16.
He should have bought it.
I should have. I didn't rent it from there. I actually went to one of them boxes and rented it, and then realized, yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
I have to purchase it.
I went to the theater 3 times to see that.
Yeah. So, in my opinion, I liked it, and it's got games on there, and there's, getting back to the social media thing, there is actually an app on there for social media, but it's an interactive social media. You put the headset on, you put your headphones on, and you go to, I guess like a living room setting, and there's other people that are there that's on the Octave thing, and you can sit there and talk to them, and you go play chess.
Now, you can
or
physically
go play-
talk to them?
Physically talk to them, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And you can move around in this virtual world. You start off like in this fancy dancy living room type thing.
Okay.
But you can say, hey Joe, let's go over here and play some frisbee golf, and then you would actually walk over to a bunch of halos. It kind of looked like you were on Star Trek or something, but you'd be transported into a game, you and that person together, or a group of people. So it's kind of like a hangout area, but it's virtual reality, and each person can make their own avatars. I mean, I saw a couple of ninjas and stuff like.
So it doesn't look like you. It's some kind of pre-made character.
Well, you make the character. The character that I look like, if anybody's ever seen the movie WALL-E from Disney, not WALL-E, but the girl robot, you look like kind of like her, just an elongated version.
Oh, well, that fits. I see it.
I mean, you picture that, right? And
I can see you as a girl robot.
well, I wasn't a girl robot, but there's a game that I found on there, and I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's you're playing Texas Hold'em. Now, when you sign in and all that, you get to pick one of 4 faces.
Okay.
Now, then you got your face, right? So then you're gonna go to a table and play, and it's virtual money. They give you like 10,000 virtual bucks. There's no real money exchange.
Okay.
But I went to one of the tables, and when I sat down, and it's a poker table, now it's oval shaped.
Right.
So I looked to my right, And I'm looking at a guy, and next to him another guy, and around the table and the dealer. Here's the funny thing. It's just heads. There's no bodies. I'm looking at this guy. It's just his head floating in air. And you can look down, look up, look around, and I see other people at other tables coming and going and playing and all that. And one of the guys that was there at the table, he turned his mic on and all that, and we got to talking. And kind of find he lives in Alaska. He's up in Alaska, and here I am in the lower 48s, and I'm playing Texas Hold'em with him at this table. Just carrying on a conversation. So in my opinion, it was a very good purchase. So when you came over, now everybody that comes over, I put it on. Y'all got to experience this. So when you came over this morning for the podcast, I pulled my stool over there that twists around totally, put it right in the middle of the garage so that you would hit nothing. You wouldn't hit the motorcycles, you wouldn't hit the table, you wouldn't hit the tractor. You're in the middle of the room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kept you safe because this is your first experience with it. And the virtual reality thing relies a lot on you looking around, up, down.
Yeah, you definitely got to be able to move.
Right. So, sitting in a kitchen chair or something like that, or on the couch, for the things that I was trying to show you, wouldn't have really been a good thing. Now, playing poker or some of the games, sitting at the couch or the
Now,
table.
the things he was trying to show me were all these programs to scare the crap out of you. And then I'm sitting there watching one, and he keeps touching me in the side going, that's not me.
It wasn't
that's
me.
not me.
That was Jennifer walking past you.
Ah, okay.
But, so go ahead and tell them that your experience, your first experience.
No, I tell you what.
And I wish I could have taped it, but, recorded it. But the thing of it is you had my phone in the virtual reality thing, so I couldn't use the phone to record you. But
Yeah, to watch me spin in circles.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can get vertigo doing this.
There's actually a disclaimer. I didn't show you the disclaimer on the front screen. As soon as it turns on, starts up. If you're pregnant, not to be used by kids under the age of 13, which I can understand some of the programs, but Casey, she's not 13. So some of them I'd be okay with her, doing,
Yeah.
But it does give that disclaimer right in the front that do not drive with it. Do not try to walk around with it because you don't see outside of the virtual reality.
Oh,
world.
no. You only see what's on the screen in front of
Right.
you.
So there is that disclaimer very, very big at the front.
But it is amazing. I mean, if you haven't experienced this, you have to experience it. I mean, you look around, full 360, up, down, left, right. I mean, it's amazing. It took me a minute to get used to it, to kind of figure, because I wanted to reach my hands out and touch stuff.
you do. Some of the programs you feel like you can reach out and grab something.
And you can't physically do that yet. Give them time, and they'll come out with some gloves or something.
They are. They're already working on it. There's other versions that's in beta right now.
But let's see. I was in Conjuring 2.
The movie trailer.
And it's got you so far up off the ground. I mean, you feel, you really do. You feel like you're, holy crap, I'm 10 foot off the ground. And, it messes with you a little bit.
Now, you were looking at some of the pictures like Hong Kong and Africa and stuff. Could you, when you were doing this, could you actually feel like you were there seeing these things firsthand? I mean, I know you couldn't move, but standing in that spot, could you imagine yourself? Did it make it more clear to you?
Well, I'll say this. Like the games, if you got the headphones on, you've got the sound of the wind and everything around you, so it makes it like
and
you're,
when you spin
you're
your head,
physically
don't it?
there.
When you turn your head, the sound
it changes
actually,
the pitch of the sound and whatnot. The pictures, now, I mean, granted, that is cool. That's awesome because you're looking, you can see the stars in Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
You can see, just literally everything that's around you in that scene. If there was video of you in that spot, even just standing in that one spot, but if it had some kind of sound with it, you'd be there.
Right. I mean, that was just the photos. And then I showed you my movies that I've taken on my phone of family stuff that we've done.
Which, that is neat. He gave me the options of where I could be at. I
You'd
chose to be an
theater.
ant.
You could have been in the cinema theater. You could have been on the moon. But he chose.
I chose to be an ant watching this video. So you're sitting on a mushroom or a rock or whatever, and it actually shows the phone in front of you with the video playing on the phone, and you look up and you see the sky, you see mushrooms behind you, a key. I mean, it's something to experience.
Just like you were an ant in the ground.
You know, it's something that now I've got to look into because, oh wow, yeah, you know, it's really neat.
Mm-hmm. Now they do make what I think is called Google Box or Google Cardboard. That would work with any phone that would slide in there. But the Oculus system is actually a touchpad, or you can use a wireless controller such as a Wii controller or Xbox or PS4, any of the Bluetooth wireless controllers will actually hook into it. So you don't have, and they actually sell one for the Oculus system, but you don't have to purchase that. If you've already got an old Wii or old Xbox or something, you can use that controller. And on a lot of the games, you can use that controller, but it does have the touchpad, where the Google Cardboard, I think is what it's called, doesn't have that feature, that option. So, you know, the Samsung Oculus actually works with, I think, 5 or 6 different phones. The Note 5, the S6, S6 Edge, 7 Edge, you know, any of those, it works, it directly connects into it. Now the Note 4 will work with it, but it doesn't directly connect, so you're not using the touchpad and stuff. So that's also something to look into if you decide you like the Oculus. But I do. I thought it was well worth the money, and I'm just scratching the surface of what I can do with it.
Right.
I mean, there's tons of other apps that you can buy. I'm cheap. I go for the free stuff. But you know, my photos come up on it and everything else. It's really neat, and I've just scratched the surface on playing with it. So.
Oh, I'm sure.
I might have to do a review later on it. You know. Like,
Oh, I give it 2 thumbs up.
2?
Yeah, 2 thumbs up.
All
Man,
right.
that is awesome.
I do. I like it, and it's got a charging port underneath it. You can plug your charger into the Oculus device, which will in turn charge your phone while you're playing with it. You know, I like that.
Now, I tell you what, the best way to describe it, anybody that remembers, I don't know if they still have them or not, but I know when we were kids they did, and they were new. They were this huge thing. But they had rides that you can get on that was fully virtual.
Yeah. Well, that's the same. Yeah, that's the same.
And you sat in the
premise.
chair, you had the screens all around you,
it was like an amusement ride.
Yeah.
The chairs would move, they'd shake.
Yeah.
They'd have fans in the background, would blow cold air on you, or splash some water, mist you or something. Like if you were on a
minus the moving of the chairs and the wind or whatnot, but that experience, it made you feel like you were there.
I think that's actually called 5D movies. I looked into that for when we go on vacation next week.
Anyways, this is right there with it. Actually, I want to say this is better.
Yeah.
You know,
because you're at your home.
Well, not only that, but yeah, you don't have the moving chairs, you don't have the wind blowing on you or whatever. But the sense of just being there and being a part of it, because that's really what it does. It makes you a part of whatever you're watching.
Well, you know, now that you're describing it that way, I'm thinking, you know, what we were talking about with the social media, this may be the next step in separating people from reality, you know? Because what we're just talking about are the things that we like about it. Look, we can go to this meeting place and meet up and talk with people and go play golf or something in the virtual reality world. Well, we wouldn't have to physically go play golf.
Well, I could see this being used for board meetings and everything else.
Oh, I've already got that app on there.
I
There's
mean,
one
that
on
is
there, too.
a fantastic thing. You could sit there and have people from all over the world meeting in one place to have a meeting. Now, anyone that has listened to this show or knows this show, that it is called Half Hour with Half Sack. And it is yet to be a half-hour episode. It usually ends up being 4 hours. So I am filming this on my phone, which I will put on YouTube. And we are already at the 29:32 mark of the, well, I can't say the, but of Half Hour with Half Sack show.
Well, do you want to go upstairs or do you want me to put this on?
I will reiterate again that you can email us at halfhourwithhalfsack@gmail.com, or you can call us at 502 709-8620. And give us your opinions. If you've got one of these little virtual reality doodads and you've played on
Here,
it,
I'm gonna go ahead and put it on so you people on YouTube can watch me put it on.
but if you got one, or you know a specific program or something, or place that he needs to go or check out, I think he's already got into Pornhub, so. Oh, you'll have to watch the video to see that face.
See, now you're gonna get me in trouble.
No, but going back to what you were saying about social media and
I think
everything
that
else.
might be like a double-edged sword because we're talking about how it's not good for the kids just to stay at home and just get on Facebook or whatever social media and talk. I got a feeling that this is going to perpetuate the problem. They're going to go, I don't have to meet up with this person. I just get my Google glasses on, my ocular thingy here. And
Well, I see pluses and minuses with it.
I
I
do.
mean, for people that can't get out, can't do something, this is a way for them to experience.
Well, exactly. I will never be able to afford to go to Hong Kong,
Right.
take the family to Hong Kong. But I can get on that and
You
take
can
a virtual
experience Hong
tour
Kong.
of-
Yeah.
I can experience Hong Kong.
And
At least
that's a
visually.
positive. That's a plus.
Right.
Meeting with people.
People
know.
who are in wheelchairs, disabled. I see benefits to that.
Yeah.
But just the same as I do, there's always going to be that group of people that's going to take a good thing and make it for bad.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Well, that's life in general. I mean, you cannot have one without the other.
that's okay. But I don't want to be the party pooper, but I feel that that's going to be a problem. But if you go back and look at TV shows of past, sci-fi shows of past, Star Trek, you got people transporting and all that. They were doing that stuff in the '60s.
Okay, so I'll admit
Today's
I'm
reality.
a Trekkie. Okay,
Okay,
I like Star Trek.
right.
And I got Netflix. I just started binge watching Star Trek Voyager, which I know a lot of y'all are going to be like, "Oh, Voyager, come on!" Da, da. I've done watch all the original Star Treks, the Next Generation. Now I'm watching the Voyager. I will get to Deep Space Nine.
Okay, but I mean like Geordi, I think. But I mean.
Oh, I'm just handing you the phone so I can light a cigarette.
Oh, okay. But
I've been sitting here holding my phone, filming all this for the past 30 minutes.
I don't
and
understand
I
why.
try to hand chuck the phone, and he looks at me
Nobody's
like,
going to
"Oh,
watch
what
the
hell?"
YouTube video for 30 freaking minutes just to
Well,
watch two fools in my
How about
garage
I
do
edit
this.
all the parts with you out, and then
Then it would be 30 seconds long. But I mean, like Geordi, I think that's the character's name, where he has those glasses type.
Oh yeah, Reading Rainbow.
I was talking about Star
Take
Trek.
a look, it's in a book.
But seriously, like that, I mean, you see that in the.
Rainbow.
Will you let me finish my thought? We're back from me editing a lot.
Anywhere.
But I mean, that is with Google Glasses. I mean, that's the prelude to Google Glasses. Now I can see the benefit in that for people who are hard of seeing. Sight impaired,
Mhm.
not totally blind, but sight impaired. Worked with a girl.
Now, let
many
me ask you
years
this:
ago. Wait a minute.
do they actually have a program where, on your little 3D virtual thing, where you can actually see what's around you, but still interact with other things that are on the glasses?
Not that I'm aware of yet. There is an option of me turning my camera on.
Mm-hmm.
And I can look around, but I'm viewing stuff through the camera. It's pretty cool because it almost looks in 3D. It's
It almost looks like you're there, huh?
but everything's digitized. But I mean, I worked with this girl at a previous job, and she had to have the magnifying option on the computer,
Okay.
so she could see. She had, she was sight impaired.
Right.
I'm not, even with the glasses that she wore, she still couldn't see, certain things. So I could see Google glasses or something like that being, or even the Oculus thing. being a benefit for someone that's disabled such as that.
Oh yeah.
But I got a feeling that the youth of today are going to use it for other purposes, and we're going to be right back in the same continuation of society where nobody wants to meet face to face, interact face to face. We growing up, I could call you on the phone and say, hey, you want to go play basketball or something, you know.
Well, when we were growing up, we didn't have cell phones.
Well, we didn't know. But I mean, I'd call your house and say, hey, I want to come down, let's play some basketball, or let's go do something.
Back in them days, there used to be these things called tape recorders and answering machines, and it used this thing called a cassette, and you put it in there.
Google cassettes. there was 30-minute cassettes. There was hour cassettes. There was 90-minute cassettes.
There was an infamous beep.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No. You have reached the
Yeah,
home
nobody knows
of
about
so-and-so,
answering
so-and-so.
machines.
Please
All they
leave
know-
a message after the tone.
All they know is voicemail.
And then it would beep, and you had to hurry up and leave a message because you only had so much time to
Yeah,
talk
you
on
had
that
like
tape.
30 seconds or something. But yeah, nowadays it's voicemail. Back then it was called an answering machine. There was an actual
We
physical
didn't have
box.
caller ID or nothing like that. So
Oh, we did.
Well, eventually caller ID come out, but you got to remember, I'm talking about, we're going back a little bit.
Oh, we had caller ID as soon as it came out.
Yeah, but when you didn't have caller
Call
ID,
waiting? That wasn't
all
an-
you
that
had to do was answer the phone and
when we
hope
were-
it was somebody you wanted to talk to on the other end.
Yeah. Is Jim there? Jim.
Or what you would
there's no
get,
Jim here.
what you would get is the phone would ring, somebody would call, you would let it go to the answering machine, and you would listen.
You screen.
And so then you would hurry up and pick up the phone, and you're like, hold on, let me turn the answer machine off.
And it'd be in the it'd be in the bedroom. You're down in the kitchen, and it'd be in the bedroom. You got to go all the way across the house to turn the machine off, because then it would record both of you all.
Right.
And sometimes you pick it up, yeah, okay, and the machine's recording, and all of a sudden you hear this big beep, because the time's up that it would allow you to record.
Right.
It's like, oh yeah, the answer machine. I forgot about that. But yeah, I remember going back since we on this way back weekend thing here in the time machine. A little trick before cell phones was pagers. Okay, now you had two types of pagers. You had the one that just gave you a numeric thing. You just type in your phone number, da da da. Then you had the alphanumeric. You were the poop if you had alphanumeric pagers.
So Chuck had this pager that was the size of
Pack of cigarettes.
yeah, it was a pretty good size
Yeah.
pager. It took like 2D batteries or something.
That's
I don't know.
that big.
But had a screen on it that gave him weather alerts and everything else.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was the top of the line of its
I
time.
had one before that was just a standard. Look it up. Google pagers, and it was invented for doctors. They would get paged all the time instead of trying to get them on the phone because doctors were totally moving all the time. But it was kind of marketed towards the doctor thing.
The
But
man
then-
on the go.
Right, and then it was business people, and then it became to the public.
Of course, this was also when they had these things called pay phones.
Yes.
They used to be on every corner. Superman used to change in them.
That
I don't
was
know
a
where
phone
he
booth.
changes now, but
But here's the thing that me and my wife used to do, because both of us were night owls, and you didn't want your parents